Oh, now, this is a story all about how local soccer media got flipped, turned upside down. And we like to take a minute, so grab a beer so cold, and we'll tell you how we became electric gold. In White House, Tennessee, born and raised on the soccer fields was where we spent most of our days. Reading Mad Magazine and riding our bikes with a known propensity for rocking the mic. Now we're a trio of guys who are getting kinda old, cheering on the boys and gold with every bit of our soul. Screaming our heads off while drinking some beers, hoping to give Cincy and Miami something to fear. Now Evan, John and Ryan are kicking the facts about Nashville SC, and they'll never come whack. If anything, we can say the show is rare. Acoustic blue and electric gold, the only colors we wear. We pull up the Doties about 7:38, and we yell to the refs, yo home, smell you later. We look at the castle, we feeling so bold. We sit on our thrones, we're electric gold.
All right, people, it's Electric Gold, and we are feeling good. I'm Ryan, and I'm here with John and Evan, and we are delighted, just delighted to be doing the podcast this evening, talking about a great win for the team last night over Houston, and we're going to talk about all of that. How are you guys doing this evening?
Fan-freaking-tastic, seventh heaven.
Feeling good. How about you, Evan?
Oh, man, I'm doing great, boys. I'm doing great.
Good to hear. Well, listen, we've got a lot to talk about. It was a very fun night at Geodis Park last night. It was an incredible atmosphere. But before we dig into all of that, let's make sure that we are accompanying this discussion with a delightful beverage. What are you drinking tonight? Evan, we'll start with you.
Okay, well, tonight I am having the Stone Delicious Double IPA from Stone Brewing out of Escondido, California. And this beer has serious flavor and a nice aroma of lemon and tropical fruit. It's less bitter than your typical double IPA, and it's pretty good. I mean, listen to this flavor profile here. This is like going into John territory. It's got candied orange, lemon, caramel, ripe red apple, even red and black licorice. And
wow.
Something in there gives it a little aftertaste that I don't just love, but it's pretty good. It's good enough to finish. That's for darn sure.
Yeah. What beer have you ever had that you didn't finish?
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen.
It's a great point. John, what are you drinking this evening?
I am still on my Oktoberfest kick. I know it doesn't feel like it out there, but I mean, it's going to be October this week. So it's the time for Oktoberfest. I am drinking a great one tonight. It is from the Bell's Brewery in Kalamazoo, Michigan. If you're into craft breweries or craft beer in this country, there's probably a good chance you already know about Bell's Brewery. They have been around since the early 80s, and they're one of the longest running and most successful of all the craft breweries here in the United States. It was started by a guy named Larry Bell. Appropriate enough, he started home brewing in the early 80s, and more people started requesting his beer, and he started brewing commercially in a 15-gallon soup pot. His Kalamazoo Brewing Company, which eventually became Bell's in 1985, still going strong, still making hella good beer. This one is a perfect traditional Marzen lager. He's got all those rich German malt flavors, crisp hop aromas. Just a perfect Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest, it's hard to go wrong, but this one is one of the best ones.
One of my very favorite breweries in the entire country is Bell's. They really knock it out of the park with just about everything that they make. I love the Two Hearted. I love Oberon.
Yep. Hop Slam.
Yeah, Hop Slam. So good. All of these, they just hit it out of the park every time. So excellent choice. Guys, we are, as you said, getting close to October. And of course, it's the season for Halloween and all sorts of spooky stories and that sort of thing. And this beer, I don't want you to be afraid of it because despite its name, it's something that you should actually be embracing. This is the Bear Walker, an ale from Jackalope Brewery right here in Nashville. We've actually featured the Bear Walker before on the podcast. I believe Evan has had it before, so I don't have to really go into the details of it. It's a delicious beer. They brew it with maple syrup. You know, how can you go wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
It's a great flavored ale for this time of year, and I'm just happy to be drinking it with you guys, to be celebrating a terrific win last night. So cheers to you.
Cheers, boys.
You had me at maple syrup. Cheers, boys.
I'm very happy to present you all with the Week in Review. Nashville entered the weekend in a near do-or-die situation, having lost 6 of their last 7 league games and slid from 3rd place to 7th in the Eastern Conference. NSC was limping into the playoffs and badly in need of some points to keep pace with their rivals in the standings. So, this past Saturday evening, they had the good fortune of hosting the Houston Dynamo in Geodis Park. Houston was making a last gasp for the playoffs as well, as they entered the match sitting in 10th place in the Western Conference with a record of 9 wins, 13 losses, and 9 draws. Maybe somewhat surprisingly, Coach Callahan opted for a strong lineup for the match, despite the U.S. Open Cup final looming for the team midweek. All of the normal starters were in play, and there's the notable return of Walker Zimmerman on the bench following a short 2-week period of being unavailable due to injury. It did not take long for the boys in gold to find their way in this match. In just the 2nd minute, about 70 seconds in, Andy Nahar attempted a powerful strike from the right side of the box that was deflected by the Houston defense. Alex Muehl quickly captured the ball inside the box, and then the ball dribbled loose to one Hani Mukhtar, who wasted no time with a terrific strike past the Houston keeper to put Nashville up 1-0. More good fortune came Nashville's way when Houston center back Eric Svachenko Eric S. was given a red card in the 10th minute for pulling down Mukhtar at the top of the penalty box. With the man advantage, NSC dominated possession for the rest of the half. That is until the 40th minute when Houston's left winger, Junior Urso, took advantage of some sloppy Nashville defense to put a shot past Joe Willis into the top right corner of the goal and draw the game even at 1. But after the half, Nashville came out forceful once again. In the 48th minute, Dan Lovitz put a header directly in front of the goal, and Sam Surridge was perfectly positioned to deflect the pass into the goal with ease, giving Nashville the 2-1 lead. And then, just 2 minutes later, a wild sequence resulted in yet another Nashville score. First, Eddie Tagseth dropped a terrific pass from midfield onto Mukhtar's foot on the left side of the box. Mukhtar passed across the front of the goal, where Surridge arrived to try and head the ball into the goal. The shot was denied, but Andy Nahar received the rebound and he nailed the follow-up shot, putting Nashville up 3-1. The rest of the game played out quietly as Nashville used the score and the man advantage to control the pace and possession of the game. It was the kind of dominant performance that fans have been desperately seeking from Nashville lately, and it could not have come at a better time. With the Red Bulls losing, Nashville clinched a playoff spot, and they currently sit 6th in the crowded East. There's just 2 games left and plenty of opportunity left for the team to gain a more favorable playoff position. There you have it, fellas. We finally got ourselves another regular season win. Those have been hard to come by the last couple of months, but we needed these 3 points badly. I'd love to hear your initial thoughts. John, you were standing right next to me during the game. What did you think?
A professional win is the best way to put it. We took care of business, and it wasn't all pretty, especially the second part of the first half. It wasn't great, but we came out in the second half and we put it away quickly. We just took care of business, and the really most important part to me was that we got Hani and Sam some rest ahead of Wednesday night. We could afford it because we dominated the second half. The crowd could feel it, obviously, because we freaking did the wave. And that wave made like 5 laps around the stadium. I have never seen the wave at an NSC game before. That was how confident we felt. So we took care of business, and we did what we were supposed to do. That's how you're supposed to play at home against a middle to bad team. We just did what we're supposed to do. We took care of business, and it's a professional game, and we did it. I love it.
We looked like professionals out there. It was very nice. How about you, Evan? What were you thinking? You watched from home, right?
That's right. Yeah, I was just really impressed. Like John said, the latter stage of the first half there was a little dicey, but overall, just a really great performance. Almost everyone on the pitch played well. And guys, we're in the playoffs.
Yeah!
We have qualified for the playoffs for the 5th time in the club's first 6 MLS seasons. And guys, we're only the 9th team in MLS history to do so.
Oh,
As you know, we qualified by virtue of the Red Bulls losing to NYCFC earlier in the evening. But like John said, we took care of our own business. We got the full 3 points. And thus, like you said, Ryan, we keep ourselves in contention for a home playoff game. And that is huge. So, oh man, I was just thinking, what a turnaround from last week, the heartbreaking loss. And I was just ecstatic.
yeah, it was just a really complete performance all the way around. I thought offensively, defensively, midfield, everybody showed up. Could even say goalie as well. Joe had one really terrific save. He didn't have much else to do really because of the man advantage. We pretty much camped out in their side of the field for most of the evening, which that was fun to see. I don't know that I have seen that many games where we have had a man advantage. It does not happen often.
Definitely not for 80 minutes that I can recall.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was fun to watch as well. It just made it a more relaxed game and less tense.
Yeah.
You weren't sitting on pins and needles the whole time. So a lot of fun to watch, some good scoring. Another thing I'll say that I really appreciated that struck me right out of the box was a little bit of a return to form for Andy Nahar. We've been missing Nahar's brilliance for a while, and it seemed like maybe he was back to his old self that was much more reminiscent of early season Nahar last night. So that was encouraging to see as well. But there's plenty of good things to talk about, guys. So let's just dig into it further. I want to know what are the specific things you guys picked out as your favorite, best things of the evening. So let's do, oh, hell yeah. Evan, we'll let you go first. What's your all hell yeah for this week?
Okay, well, I'm going to step back and take a little bit of a broader look for mine and just compliment this team for setting new win records in the following categories.
Yeah.
Wins in a single season for regular season play with 16 wins. A win record for wins in all competitions with 20. And also regular season home wins with 11. So what a turnaround from last season, right? Last season was rough. Even after we had a new coach that we were excited about, still rough. But they put their noses down to the grindstone in the offseason. They rebuilt. The players have bought into Callahan's philosophies. They are executing it more often than not. And look what they have to show for it. Win records in 3 categories. So that's what I'm thinking. Oh, hell yeah. What a bounce back season. And it's not over yet. We are flying high right now into that Open Cup final with confidence. And I'm just really excited for the direction the club's heading.
Absolutely. It's so impressive and such a satisfying season. I think after last year, a lot of people had questions about whether or not they wanted to really continue to have the kind of loyalty to this team. Are they going to be season ticket holders? Are they going to continue to tune in every game and give all the kind of support that they had been giving when we didn't make the playoffs and we had such a terrible finish? But they have quickly re-earned our fandom, our faith this season. And regardless of how things turn out Wednesday night or in the playoffs or whatever, it's been a really successful bounce back season and the team's going in the right direction. I think we can all agree with that. John, what's your all hell yeah?
Yeah, so this was a fun one. I get to eat a little crow. So for the last few weeks, what I'll call the PSG kickoff has pissed me off. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? We've started doing it where from the kickoff, you intentionally kick it out of bounds, like as close to the goal as possible down the sidelines, setting up the opponent's throw in, where the idea is that you put the pressure on them. And I had never really seen it work. And I was like so mad that we've been doing it. PSG won the Champions League last year doing it, so everybody started copying it. But I really haven't seen it work. But not for the first and not for the last time. BJ Callahan proved that he knows more about soccer than I do because it absolutely worked last night.
It sure did.
The PSG kickoff worked. We kicked it down there. Houston took the throw in rather stupidly across their own box. Basically, for like a minute straight, they could not get the ball past like 20 or 30 yards. They had a few chances to clear. They even had a free kick, and they just didn't do it. And we kept the pressure on, and we converted the goal. Hani Mukhtar scored. I was like, oh, hell yeah, this thing actually might make some sense.
Absolutely.
Maybe I'm the dumb one. To me, it seems like an easy fix. If the other team does it, I would just have my long throw-in guy take the throw-in and throw it down the field as long as possible, and then you're back at the halfway line where it was at the kickoff. But they didn't do that, so we took advantage. So, yeah, I loved actually seeing them work for once, and we kept the pressure on even after that. Those first 10 minutes were insane. They could not breathe against us, and it also paid off when Surridge stole the ball. Hani broke through, and we ended up getting the red card on them. So, yeah, that pressure overall was amazing to see. We really turned it on last night and took advantage of a team that couldn't deal with it. So, oh, hell yeah.
I have actually loved that strategy, that kickoff strategy from the beginning. And we even had a little bit of a debate about it last night, John. I think that that's a really smart tactic. Just go ahead and get the ball down there and then worry about getting the possession and stuff in setting up an attack later. Just get it in the vicinity and then figure it out from there. Because if you get it down there and you start to play aggressively, that's the key. Is like once it's down there, you have to really be aggressive defensively trying to take it away from them. But we have players like Tag Seth who are great for that.
Beast. Yeah.
I love this approach and I hope they keep doing it.
My only thought was like, since it works on the kickoff, why don't you do it all game long?
Yeah, I understand that. But you've got to mix it up. Like if you just keep doing that every time, then it's very predictable. Okay, so I don't usually chime in with an oh, hell yeah of my own, but tonight I wanted to do so. And it's not necessarily soccer related, though I am incredibly proud of our community and team last night.
Yes.
For their support of the Hispanic community on Hispanic Heritage Night.
Absolutely.
And I thought it was an incredible display how all the supporters groups came together and created that gigantic tifo that they unrolled at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, it was a beautiful tifo.
They did an incredible job with it. Beyond that, I was really struck in the moment when the national anthem played. And the young lady who sang it was a Hispanic lady, and she did an incredible job singing it. It's one of the best national anthems we've had all year. And looking around and seeing all of these folks from the Hispanic community in the stands last night, some who we have not seen for much of the year, but they showed up last night. Everybody sitting there with their hand on their hearts, looking at the flag, still singing the national anthem despite the current climate and whatever side of the political spectrum you fall on. I can't speak to that. But what I can say, I was just really moved and struck by these people who have been under some duress, this community that's been under some duress this year, still finding it within them to sing the national anthem, to salute the flag, to still want to be here, still want to be a part of this country. I don't like to get political on this podcast, and I don't really want to, but I think we can all agree that the past several years, and especially the past several weeks, have been quite tumultuous from a political standpoint. And I've heard some people say in the media and such that the American dream is dying or the American dream is dead. But I would challenge anyone who says that to go ask these folks who came from these other countries here and made a lot of sacrifices to get here. And maybe they're not here to the fullest extent of the letter of the law, but they came here to try and better their lives for themselves and for their families. The American dream still lives for them.
For sure.
To me, represents a lot of promise and a lot of hope. I thought it was an incredible moment last night. I was so happy to see so many of our Hispanic supporters in the stands, and not so much for the soccer game, but I'm just glad that they felt comfortable enough to come out and join in solidarity and cheer on the team. And boy, that really made a difference. I mean, the atmosphere was incredible last night.
Electric. It was awesome.
I just loved seeing that. That's my all hell yeah this week.
I double that hell yeah.
Well said, awesome. Brother. Well said.
Thank you, guys. Let's move on. Last night was full of great stuff, but I'm sure there were little nuggets of things that we would probably like to improve. Let's talk about hell no. And John, we'll stick with you for this. What's your hell no moment for this week?
So there was one thing my mama always told me growing up. Boy, don't play with your food. And we played with our food last night.
Yeah.
We were both up a goal and we had a man up from the 10th minute on. And in that situation where you've already got the lead, there's a simple thing that you have to do. You just keep moving the ball fast. Like you move the ball quickly. And eventually the other team is going to get tired because they have to keep chasing it. There were times where we did move the ball quickly, and then there were times where we started making it a little bit too slow. The problem when you get too slow is it becomes a little bit easy for the defending team, and then they start thinking, you know what, this isn't so bad after all, and that siege mentality kicks in. And I have been a part of a siege mentality, playing soccer. There's teams that are way better than you, but like if you hold out and you keep holding out, and the other team's not making it hard for you, you start thinking, hey, we can do this after all. And it was clear that Houston, after a while, felt like they had a chance to be in the game, and they eventually got the goal. So, yeah, we played with our food a little bit. We didn't move it quickly enough in that first half. Luckily, we came out in the second half, and we did what we were supposed to. And eventually, they did get exhausted, and they couldn't really affect the game in any way. But, yeah, that was my oh, hell no. It's like, oh, hell no, guys. Y'all got to move the ball quick. You got to keep it popping and just tire that other team out.
There was a bit of complacency in the end of the first half, it looked like to me.
Yeah.
Then I assume that the team got a good stern talking to during halftime because they came out much differently in the second half. Evan, what did you think? What was your oh, hell no this week?
I guess I'm going to give mine to Eddie Tagseth, at least his first half of last night. He was pretty bad in the first half. And of course, he was the one who played that hospital ball back to Yazbek, who went down a little too easily, I thought, and led to that break and that goal. But having said that, I don't know what happened at halftime. I don't know if Eddie's teammates gave him a little encouragement. I don't know if the coaching staff gave him some pointers. I don't know what happened, but he came out a totally different player in the second half, completely redeemed himself, was playing some incredible direct passes. I think he contributed to both of the second half goals, did he not?
He did.
Yes. So all hell no to that first half, but my goodness, way to turn it around and pick it back up for the second half and play such a key part in that victory.
For sure. I agree completely. I saw the same things that you were saying there. I saw, once again, him commit some dumb fouls right outside the penalty box. And it's like, what are you doing, man? Here we go again. But like you said, picked it up in the second half. That pass on the third goal where he basically set the table for it. He served it up from midfield to Hani in the penalty box was just a delight to see. He isn't always the best passer, but that one was a good one. So, yeah, good for Eddie for turning it around.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Well, 3 more goals on the books. You know what that means. It means there's 3 more favorite things that we have to share. We each get one tonight. I love it when we each get one. We are up to 55 goals scored this season. Who would have ever thought it? You know what I'd love? Can we get to 60? The goal was 50. Can we get to 60?
Oh my gosh.
We play Montreal next week. We should get to 60 then.
Just in that one game, right? Well, let's share some favorite things in honor of the 3 goals last night. And John, we'll start with you. What's your favorite thing?
Oh, I am so glad to do this one. I have been thinking about it for a while, and being a podcast here in Tennessee, I think we need to pay tribute to the greatest living Tennessean and possibly one of the greatest living Americans. Guys, I love Dolly Parton.
Oh, bravo.
Dolly.
And I can't believe it's been taking us all year that we haven't gotten to Dolly Parton. Everybody listening to this knows how great Dolly is, but I'm just going to go down. Born in 1946, a one-room cabin in Pittman Center, Tennessee. She grew up dirt poor, and by her own words, one of 12 kids. And what's amazing is that despite her success, she never forgot that upbringing. She got her musical talent from her mother and her church. She was singing on local radio and TV in East Tennessee as a child, appeared at the Grand Ole Opry at age 13, and met Johnny Cash while she was there. And Johnny Cash encouraged her to follow her own instincts regarding her career. And once again, boy, has she ever done that. She paved her own path. She moved to Nashville the day after she graduated high school in 1964, had some initial success as a songwriter. Her songs were done by like Hank Williams Jr., Kitty Wells, She started appearing on Porter Wagner's TV show, and they formed a really successful business partnership. She finally had a #1 hit on her own, singing in 1971 with Joshua. And from there, the hits just kept coming. Everybody knows these songs. You've got The Coat of Many Colors in 1971, Jolene in 1973. By the way, have you guys ever thought about how hot Jolene must have been? Because if y'all seen Dolly Parton is still a beautiful woman, but the way Dolly Parton looked in the 1970s, men used to start wars over women that looked like that.
Yeah, hey-o.
And for Jolene to supposedly steal her man away, I have a tough time believing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, she wrote, possibly the greatest love song of all time, I Will Always Love You, in 1974, which was actually about her professional break from Porter Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, with the whole Johnny Cash telling her to pave her own path, Elvis Presley actually wanted to record I Will Always Love You. And Dolly Parton refused because she found out that the deals that Elvis made were that the songwriter signed over half of the publishing rights to any song recorded by Elvis. And so she turned it down. And that single decision alone has made her millions and millions of dollars, because obviously the song was eventually covered by Whitney Houston in glorious fashion. And Dolly got all the money from that.
Wow.
That's her song.
Yeah.
And she did not sign it away to Elvis. She started appearing in hit films. She was in 9 to 5. Obviously, the title song of that slaps ridiculously. That song is so good. It's basically Karl Marx's Communist Manifesto that you can boogie to. And she had other great movies too. She was in Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, Still Magnolias. She continued to do hits, all 70s, 80s, 90s, zeros, 10s. Right now, Dolly Parton is still making hits. But all these things that I've said are not what I love most about Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton, outside of this music and acting career, for one, she's always had a long history of openly supporting LGBTQ rights. One of the funniest things I found researching this, she said in 2012 that she had entered at one point a Dolly Parton drag queen lookalike contest.
Wow.
How amazing is that? And then, she bought Dollywood. It was an already existing theme park. She bought it in 1986 and turned it into Dollywood.
Yeah, it was called, I think it was called like Silver Dollar
City, Silver Dollar City,
something like that.
Silver
Dollar City. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So she bought it because she wanted to give back to the area where she grew up from, and she created a whole lot of jobs in that area. But all this stuff, to me, the best part of Dolly Parton is her philanthropic work. The best thing is Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. It was started in honor of her father. Her father never learned to read or write. And so the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library mails one book a month to each enrolled child from the time of their birth until they enter kindergarten. Both of my kids received a book a month until they reached kindergarten. And I could not thank her enough just for that, because so many good books. We love teaching our kids how to read from all those books. I don't know that, we would have had those books on hand if it wasn't for her. And it's not just, me, it's 850,000 children each month across the U.S., Canada, UK, Australia, and Ireland receive these books once a month. Is that amazing?
That's amazing.
Or what?
It's incredible.
Not only that, she also has the Dollywood Foundation. She raises money for American Red Cross and HIV/AIDS related charities. I have heard, I could not confirm, I have heard that she funds often high school bands, high school music programs, especially in low-income communities. I know for a fact that she is a generous donor to Vanderbilt University Medical Center and Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital. Just an overall great person, a great American, a great hero, a great Tennessean. Dolly Parton, I will always love you.
Oh, what a treasure.
Yeah, fantastic. What an incredible selection. My daughter also benefited from the Imagination Library. Such an amazing idea and charity. There's no telling what good that it has done for the youth of America and the other countries. I didn't even realize it was international. That's amazing. Yeah. So yeah, she has given so much over the years, and she doesn't make a bunch of fanfare about it. She's not looking for some sort of praise for her charitable donations. I remember when the Nashville flood in 2010 happened, I think she gave like $1 million to help people then.
And the
quietly
Gatlinburg fires too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. And just quietly
Mhm.
doing it, not wanting any publicity or praise for it. She is an amazing, amazing human being. We could all stand to be like Dolly.
For real. I was going to say, think of all the rich people out there who want people to have less books and how she stands in opposition to those.
Yeah, it's fantastic. All right, that's a fantastic one. I would not be able to live up to that selection, but it is my turn to select a favorite thing. Guys, do y'all have any hobbies? Any fun hobbies that you like to do in your free time?
I like drinking beer.
Okay, that's a good one.
Hobby.
Maybe, I don't know. Evan, you have anything?
Yeah. I like watching soccer.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, I'm going to maybe go a little bit different direction here. As I have gotten to the age that I am at now, my kid has grown up. She's off to college. I find myself looking for ways to occupy my time because I don't have to drive a kid around to practices and all that kind of stuff all the time now. So I have discovered the world of woodworking.
Oh,
And it has become one of my favorite things. And I am an absolute novice at it. I'm not good with my hands. I've never been throughout my entire life, but I have discovered this hobby and just using tools and being creative and have fallen in love with it. There is a tremendous amount of videos on YouTube where you can learn how to do different types of skills within the woodworking craft. And it's just captivating to me. But I just love that it combines creativity, problem solving, and craftsmanship. And I don't know that there are a lot of different pastimes where you can really get all three of those combined. It gives you the freedom to turn basically raw material. I mean, you could absolutely cut a piece of a trunk of a tree and then create it into something beautiful and functional, which I just love. A cutting board, a piece of wall art, a table, a chair, something like that. You get to choose the design. You get to choose the type of wood. You get to choose how you put it together, the finish of it. And each creation is a reflection of your own personal taste. It just is really something, and it's a fairly recent hobby for me, but it's something that's really just captured my imagination recently. And so I wanted to submit it for my favorite thing this evening. Yeah, I don't have a lot of detail to share with it. I don't have any great projects that I've accomplished yet or anything. I'm still just getting to know the tools and how to use them safely and that sort of thing. Make sure I don't cut off any fingers. But,
that's pretty key.
You know, I'm enjoying it. And so that's one of my favorite things. There you go.
Awesome. Well, the key word was yet. You haven't created a great masterwork yet.
Yeah. Also, I haven't cut off a finger yet. So there's still time. All right, guys. Evan, we've still got one more goal. Andy Nahar came in and took that terrific rebound and knocked it into the goal, therefore giving you the opportunity to share a favorite thing tonight. So what have you got for us?
Okay, I do have something, but real quick, I just want to tell you how jealous I am of your woodworking hobby because I have always dreamed of doing that and intend to do it someday. You know, Nick Offerman, one of my heroes. You know, he's a big woodworker. Yeah. And also, I don't know if you like the singer-songwriter Guy Clark. You remember Guy Clark? He was a big-time woodworker. He's even written some great songs about it. So I'm sitting here thinking, Ryan, maybe you should work your way up to building a guitar.
Oh, that's a real complicated one there.
Yes, I can only imagine. But
I gotta just like be able to put 4 legs on a piece of wood and call it a table first.
There you go. All right. Well, we'll take it. We'll take it. Okay. So for my favorite thing tonight, guys, I want you to go ahead and pack up some essentials and get ready for adventure because we're heading into Middle Earth. Guys.
Oh.
I love the world of Tolkien. I think it's the greatest imaginary world ever built by one man with a pen, some tea, and probably way too many notes on Elvish grammar. You guys know probably the story here. Tolkien wasn't just an author. He was a philologist, basically a wizard of languages. He actually invented whole tongues first, like Elvish and Dwarvish, and then then he built the world of Middle Earth around those. Can you imagine caring so much about these fantasy languages that you've created that the novels are just an afterthought? I mean, come on. But gosh, what a world he built in those novels. So you've got hobbits, of course, short, barefoot, comfort-loving creatures like me who somehow end up saving the world, not like me, I guess. You've got wizards like Gandalf. You've got elves who are both wise and smug. You got dwarves with beards that deserve their own fan clubs. And of course, one very grumpy dark lord with a jewelry obsession. But, on top of these great characters that he created, it's just the depth of the world itself. Middle Earth feels like a real place with a history and a culture, songs and legends. Every mountain and river has some sort of backstory. Even Tom Bombadil, who's this beloved but completely random character, has layers of mystery to him. So when you step into Middle Earth, it doesn't really feel like you're just reading a novel. It feels like you're opening a portal to another world. So for me, back in the early aughts, I guess, whenever the buzz started to build about Peter Jackson's films is when I actually decided to read Lord of the Rings. And I had just started my first grown-up job, and I was working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for the first time in my life. And I was coming home at night kind of like worn out, and I just had that huge novel to look forward to. And I would just read it for hours a night, night after night, and it took me quite a while, but I finally got through it, and I was able to have that, ahead of the movies. But the movies themselves were pretty great, right? I mean, Peter Jackson's trilogy didn't just adapt Tolkien's work. It brought it roaring to life. You had these sweeping landscapes and unforgettable performances by the actors. And then you had this soundtrack that made you want to grab a sword and charge into battle yourself, And the heart of Tolkien's stories is, really what gets me, right? That courage isn't about being the strongest or the bravest. Sometimes it's just about taking one more step, even when you don't think you can. Frodo and Sam taught us that, right? Then you had the Ranger Aragorn, who reminded us that leadership is about serving others, not ruling them. Guys, leadership lesson for all of us.
Yes.
Serving, not ruling. And then, of course, we have Gandalf, who taught us that even wizards can run late sometimes. So anyway, Tolkien's world just keeps inspiring new generations. The fantasy genre owes him everything. Without Tolkien, there's no Game of Thrones, there's no Harry Potter, nothing like that. He set the standard for epic storytelling, and we're all still living in his shadow, or maybe his shire, if you will. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share as my favorite thing tonight. I love Tolkien. I love the books. I love the movies. I even love the new Amazon series, Rings of Power. And I just hope they keep delving into that world, because I'll be right there with them.
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
That's a great selection. I gotta say, I don't know much about that world at all. I haven't read any of the books or watched any of those movies, but I did used to watch the Hobbit cartoon movie back when I was growing up quite a bit. You guys remember that one?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
From the people who brought you The Last Unicorn, Anyway, it's a good selection. I know there are millions of fans out there, Evan, and I know it's a very deep and rich set of stories there. So
almost
it's a great choice.
So.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I think I've stayed away from it. It's like, oh man, that's a lot to devote some time to. So a lot of respect for anyone who does dive into it. All right. Well, those are some great favorite things. Let's move on, guys, because now is that time when you got to get super spicy and let us know, what is your Nashville hot chicken take?
My hot chicken take is that these owners got skills to shake, entertain the crowd and get on the field. 'Cause why the fuck not?
Okay. I don't know who's going first tonight. I guess, John,
Okay.
you got a hot take for us?
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Neither of us are going to go first. because, guys, I'm going to jump into the mailbag for 1 second if y'all allow me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Perfect.
please do.
Our first hot chicken take tonight is from a listener named Luke.
Okay.
And this is fascinating to me. Like, he sent this after the Open Cup semifinal against Philadelphia. So he said, we need to go back to Palacios and Jack Mayer as the starting backs and Eddie and Yazbek as the starting midfield. I got nostalgic seeing that lineup in the Open Cup semi. We won a lot of games with that crew. He said, sure, it's great to see Zimmerman on the pitch, and I can recognize that Brugman is a high-caliber technical player, but the results have not been there since we started using those two more in rotation. Got to go back to that 15-game unbeaten lineup. So what's fascinating is that was the lineup for that Philly game. We went away from it in the Orlando game. We lost.
Yeah.
Guess what the lineup was last night?
It's back to that
exact four.
Yeah.
That solid four in the middle of the field. Guys, Luke might have a good point. That might be our best way, because, I mean, he's right. That was the key four for when we had our most successful period this year. I kind of want to see it in the Open Cup final Wednesday. I kind of want to see it going forward. We all love Walker Zimmerman, and he deserves a statue. But right now, we have a chance to win trophies, and those four might be the ones to do it. So I'm going to just take Luke's. Luke, if you're listening, thank you for that, because I'm jumping on it and I'm using that as my hot chicken take.
Yeah. And the spicy part of that is basically saying Walker Zimmerman should be a bench player and come off the bench. Yeah. And I mean, he's a DP, you know, I mean, like, yeah, I know. At least for a few more games he is. And so that is super spicy, but he's not wrong. Luke, you're not wrong. I think you're onto something. And we saw it again last night. We had an incredible success. Palacios is a revelation this season.
Beast. Absolute beast.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Me too. So I can get behind this. Evan, have you got a spicy take that lives up to that level?
I don't know if it lives up to that level. That is a great hot take. We're going to refer to that core group in the center as Luke's 4. Okay. So guys, we're looking for Luke's 4 Wednesday night against Austin. But here's my attempt at a hot chicken take tonight. And that's, guys, everyone needs to chill out with this first professional championship in Tennessee history thing. Guys, the average Tennessean does not really care about this. And I'm kind of afraid that it would turn them off, you know, the casual sports fan. I've kind of be afraid it would turn them off to NSC. Listen, trust me, if we win the Open Cup, it is going to be fantastic for the club. I'm going to love it. It's going to mean a lot to us, but let's not pretend that it's similar to winning MLS Cup and being this major sports championship. Okay. Let's save that talk for when we actually do it, guys. And I don't know if it's going to be this season, but this core group that we have right now is totally capable of winning MLS Cup. So let's save that talk for when we actually do it.
Yeah. You know what? I was all set to disagree with you, but you make a compelling point, and I think you're right. I think you're spot on. Open Cup is going to be great, but you're right. It's not the same as a true league championship. So that's where we've got to continue to set our sights for either this year or in the future. Let's treat that as the true championship. I'm on board, Evan. You've got me convinced.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Okay, guys. So we've got one more very special segment that we're going to do tonight. This is The One Thing. All right, the way this works is you each get to pick one thing that you think the team needs to do to win the Open Cup championship on Wednesday night. What is the one most important thing that they can do that everything else pales in comparison? If they do this one thing, it makes the most difference. And we'll start with you, Evan. What is your one thing that's the most important for the Open Cup final?
Okay, the one thing that this team must do to win is play to the final whistle. Okay, we have seen kind of two types of NSC this season. More often than not, we have seen like what we saw last night against Houston, a team that just gets shot out of a cannon. And they put so much pressure on the opposition early on. I mean, guys, I almost started to feel bad for Houston last night. I mean, it was that intense, but we've done that. We've done that often. There have been a few games when, this season when we didn't do that as much. That was mostly in the last month or so when we kind of speculated that there might be some tired legs and whatnot. But regardless, either way, we have to play to the final whistle. Maybe we come out high press. Maybe we get an early goal. We got to push for the second goal. We've got to push for the third goal. We have seen what happens to us when we don't play to the final whistle. We saw it against Orlando. We saw it against Cincinnati. Maybe we don't go up early. Maybe we even go behind early. But this team is better than Austin. We are a better team on any given night than Austin. On Wednesday night, we just have to go down and prove it. If we give it everything we have for 90 minutes plus, if it goes more, we will bring home that cup.
I like it.
Love it.
I think you're absolutely right. This team, we've seen them kind of, again, get complacent in some points of some games. And this is a final. You can't do that. You got to play for the full 90. John, what's the one thing you think this team needs to do for the final?
Kind of the opposite end of the game for Evan. We got to do what we did last night. Press, 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 press. It needs to be fast and furious. Here's the thing. As excited as we are about winning potentially our first trophy, Austin FC are in exactly the same boat, and they get to host the thing. So their supporters are going to be just as pumped as we are. They are going to be all over them. The team, though, I have a feeling they're going to try to come out and control the game. And we cannot sit back and let them do that. That's kind of what happened in Orlando. We kind of sat back and we were hoping to pick them off later on. And it kind of worked, but like those first 40 minutes were awful. We can't afford to do that. We have to attack, because if we get that early goal, it's going to cause more pressure because the fans are going to be on their team wanting them forward. It's going to open up spaces for us later on. And the early goal is really going to be the key to me, because if we can get it, Austin doesn't really score that many goals. I think they're barely averaging over a goal a game this year, if that, maybe even under.
Mm-hmm.
They actually have a good defense, and that's why they're still in the playoff contention. Yeah, we got to get all over them from the get-go. Get an early goal. Hell, get 2, get 3. But no,
why not?
For sure, we need to attack and throw them off their game as quickly as possible and hope to get that first goal for sure.
I like it. So play the entirety of the game. Don't take any minutes off, and press, be aggressive throughout.
Yeah.
If they do those things, we should come home with some hardware, boys.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Well, let's look ahead then. It's time for the week in review. The next week will be one of, if not the biggest week in the short history of Nashville Soccer Club. On Wednesday, the team plays in just their second ever finals match as they travel to Texas to face off against Austin FC for the U.S. Open Cup. Austin has had a decent year in the MLS as they sit in 6th place in the West with a record of 12 wins, 11 losses, and 8 draws. Austin arrived in the U.S. Open Cup final by dispatching El Paso, Houston, and then they tied with San Jose and beat Minnesota in the semifinal. They are not a particularly high-scoring team. They've only netted 34 goals in MLS play this year, but they've found a way to win, particularly at home, where they have a record of 6-2-7. It'll be the best opportunity yet for NSC to capture some hardware. And much to your chagrin, Evan, it could represent the first time a Tennessee professional sports team has ever won a championship. After that big showdown, NSC must brush up on their French, as they will be traveling to face Montreal in a late season matchup with a big Eastern Conference stakes. While Montreal has already been eliminated from the playoffs, Nashville can help their playoff positioning and possibly help themselves toward home field advantage in the first round with a win. Montreal has had a tough year with a record of just 6 wins, 17 losses, and 9 draws. Wow, that's a rough one. Sounds like 2024 Nashville. Anyway, the teams last met way back on March 22nd, where Nashville throttled the Canadian team 3-0 in Geodis Park. Just quick aside, guys, I don't know if you remember all the way back to March. Care to take a guess who scored it for Nashville in that game?
That's probably Josh Bauer.
Ding, that's one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can't remember.
Also, Alex Boyle.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Perez.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would not have picked those three.
Me either.
In my life. Yeah.
Anyway, the NSC faithful would absolutely welcome anyone who wants to contribute some goals in this outing. While the opponent doesn't appear to be that threatening, these late season points are crucial for Nashville's playoff position, so it's no time to get complacent. All right, guys, big week coming up. Open Cup final, and then our next to last regular season match next Saturday. So I'm dying to know what's going to happen. I don't think that I can bear the anticipation of waiting, so I'd just like to go ahead and get it over with now. So if you don't mind, let's just break out the old crystal balls, y'all. And Evan, we'll start with you. What does your crystal ball have to say tonight?
Okay, well, all right. Let me grab it here. I actually accidentally sat on it there. It kind of hurt, but anyway, let me get it out and gaze deeply into it. And here is what I'm seeing, guys. Wednesday night, we're going down to Austin, and we are going to bring home the U.S. Open Cup with a 2-1 victory.
Ooh.
Austin is going to focus very heavily on Super Sam Surridge and Hani Mukhtar. So scoring the goals for us will be our wingers, Alex Moyle and Jacob Schaffelberg.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
We are going to be flying high. We're going to be tired, though, so it's going to be some tough sledding in Montreal, but we are going to come back with a victory. That's another 2-1 victory with goals from our leading scorers, Sam Surridge and Hani Mukhtar.
Love it. And man, that just means Alex Muil, he's just the hero at the beginning of the season and now the hero at the end, right?
That's right.
That's right. A hero for all seasons.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, John.
Yeah.
Your crystal ball, what does it have to say?
My ball is so polished. I can see the future clear as day. Wednesday night, this team will make history. We're going to win the U.S. Open Cup in Texas.
Yeah, baby.
It's going to be glorious. It's going to be so amazing. We are going to win 2-0. We are going to get the early goal that I talked about. Hani Mukhtar, he's the man for the big occasion, and he's going to score the opening goal. It'll come off a turnover, just like last night. It's going to be great. Count on it. And then Austin will throw everything at us to try to respond, and it's going to leave space, and Jacob Schaffelberg will burst through in the second half and score the second goal.
Love it.
And we're going to be celebrating. We're going to be celebrating hard. But, man, that Montreal game scares the crap out of me. I know they're bad, but here's the difference between them and 2024 Nashville. It's a very young team. They don't have any big-time players at all. They don't have any chance for the playoffs. They got nothing to play for, and that always scares me a little bit because you get young guys with nothing to play for except for their jobs, and they have a chance to beat a big team coming to town that thinks they're gonna win. They might just be really, really up for it. So I think that game is gonna be ugly, but I think we're gonna win.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Surridge, the man, the honky-tonk Holland, as I saw him on social media last week. I love it.
Yeah.
Reference to Man City star Erling Haaland. That would make his 28th goal in all competitions this season.
Wow.
He's up to 27 after last night, which I believe took him ahead of Hani Mukhtar, his MVP season, like the goals in all competitions.
Yes.
Sam's had an amazing season. He's going to keep it up. And we might be absolutely hating the rest of that game because we're going to be tired. We might have some second squad people in there because of the amount of football we're playing, but we're going to get it done. And not only that, we're going to use this week going forward. I'm telling you, we're going to make some noise for the rest of the season. This might not be the only cup we're going to win, guys.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Is that your crystal ball saying that? Is it your crystal ball?
That's my crystal ball, and I told you it's polished.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's shiny. It's going to be a great rest of the season. You're going to want to watch these games.
Oh, I love it.
Wow. That's exciting stuff. Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready for all of it. Thank you, guys. This has been fun. And thank you, everyone, for listening. Before we go, John, we got that great listener hot take, and we would love to get some more. So how can people share their ideas with us?
Everybody, we are Electric Gold NSC. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and X, formerly Twitter. And just like Luke, if you give us a hot take that is good, all hell yeah or an all hell no, it's going to end up on the show because we're looking for the input we got. We're not the experts.
No, by no means.
Three dudes like y'all that watch the games and obsess over this team and love this team. And so, we're open to any outside influence that comes along our way. And we just want to thank you for listening because it's awesome to get these hot takes coming in that people send in. It warms my soul.
Absolutely. Yeah, appreciate all the feedback, and don't be shy. Let us know what you think.
Yep.
All right, people. Well, this has been a lot of fun. We're basking in the glow of a great victory last night, but we need and want more. So in order to do that, the team is going to need all the fans giving their full support, 100%. You got to be there. Lots of cheering. You're going to have to tune in. There's a lot of people going down to Austin. Get loud down there.
And hats off to those who are, because it is not cheap.
No, it's not.
The tickets nor the flights. So my salute to y'all that are doing it. And I can't wait to see y'all.
Yeah, get loud down there. Let us hear you. Let us hear you chanting on the broadcast. Make sure that you're screaming your head off. Keep on tuning into this team. Keep giving them your support. And of course, above everything else, make sure that you keep on saying it. Come on, you boys and gold.
Come on, you boys and gold.
Under cities, neon lights, talking dreams on Friday nights. Electric vibes and stories told. Come on, you boys and gold. Waves of laughter in the air. Podcast pals without a care. Sharing glorious thoughts out loud. Come on, you boys and gold. Waves of laughter in the air. Podcast pals without a care. Sharing glorious thoughts out loud. Come on, you boys and gold.
Hang on. Time out. You want to keep Austin weird? Well, maybe don't become the most expensive suburb of California without anyone noticing. Austin, we're about to roast you until the breakfast tacos are charred and the tech bros flee back to Palo Alto. You think you're a cultural oasis, but you're really just a college town that never grew up. And you can't call yourself weird when your biggest personality trait is owning a Yeti cooler. You're basically Portland, but with more sunburn and worse tattoos, and your live music scene is great. It's no Nashville, but too bad half the crowd is just tech bros live streaming it to LinkedIn. It's the only city where someone can say, I'm a musician, a coder, and a kombucha brewer. Austin, you got so expensive that you kicked out the weird and you invited in the Tesla shareholders. You bulldozed your soul to build overpriced condos with rooftop pickleball courts. Your city slogan should be keep Austin affordable for about 6 more weeks. You can't throw a rock without hitting a food truck, which I guess is good because you can't afford a real restaurant anymore. You turned Rainy Street into a frat party that never ends and never learns. And your traffic just makes I-35 look like a war crime. Your roads are one long construction zone that no one remembers starting. By the time you get downtown, the concert you are going to see is already broken up by code enforcement. And every trip to the airport is a 3-hour odyssey involving tolls, road rage, and a podcast about rising rent. Austin, you're hot 9 months out of the year and still have the audacity to sell outdoor seating. You're just a place where Californians go to cosplay as Texans while they pay $15 for their queso. Your idea of a cultural event is a silent disco under an overpass. You're just LA with worse tacos and more boots, and South by Southwest is just Burning Man with Wi-Fi and corporate sponsors. And Austin FC fans, they think that Q2 Stadium is a fortress, but really, it's just an air-conditioned waiting room for a 1-to-1 draw. Your biggest tradition is singing a Verde chant while forgetting that you're still mid-table. Austin FC is MLS's hipster team, more craft beer than corner kicks. You spent $200 million on a stadium, but you forgot to buy an offense. So now, here it comes. U.S. Open Cup Final. Austin, we're coming for you. Nashville SC is coming to town. We're bringing the whole crew. We're going to get loud. And we have got something special for you. It goes like this.
Golden Lights, Music City, ride to Austin. We go where the stars collide. Night, honey's got the fire, set the world alight. Samson is prowling, goals on parade, green and black tremble, they're gonna fade. Raise your hands, raise them high, hear the roar, shake the sky. From Broadway to Barton Springs, the boys in gold. But the goal won't bow. Hannah's breaking chains, he's the hero now. Sam in the box, hear the cannons roar. Bang, 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 3 goals, maybe 4. We are the bold, the fearless, the true. The Lone Star can't dim this golden hue. Glory's calling, destiny's flame.